I don't want to be England pro, so I'm going to say no.
Does he celebrate?
Oh, yeah. Just better. Next question.
What if Jadon Sancho wins that Champions League final?
It's uncomfortable. I'm suddenly uncomfortable. Like, Mike, bro, I don't want to hear from you, bro.
Yes, the FCM team are inside the building. Listen, we are at Protein Studios for the Adidas Road to London event. And they had to get the real ones in the building to host the podcast section. Of course, we're going to be talking about Jude, we're going to be talking about Real Madrid, we're going to be talking about Dortmund. We've got quizzes going on, all the bang. Guys, how are we feeling? We ready? I'm excited. We ready? It's the Champions League. Come on! Let's go, boys! Let's go, boys! Let's go!
I'm in my element, back in my element. I'm in my element, back in my element. I'm in my element, back in my element. I'm in my element, back in my element.
Ready, huh?
Yeah, come on, man.
Go.
Getting a little fitted now. I said,
Hey. Talent. You know how I go.
said tree straps. Tree straps. Hold tight the tree strap collectors, you know like that.
Well, where's Fuad and Elias?
They went to go get food, they're not
These
serious.
guys, you know what I'm saying? This is the thing, man. You know what I mean? It's game time. They're going off to go and eat.
They're 8
They're not
minutes
serious.
ago. We're here rehearsing our lines and this guy is still not foodie.
Tacos as well. That's Leah's influence.
They're saying you're unprofessional.
Well, I can't have tacos now.
So hey,
Yeah.
They're getting on to us for our timeliness.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Oh,
yeah? Better down.
I'm
still naked.
Look at
these guys rushing me all my food. I had taco sauce all over my face and everything.
I'm sharing socks today, but I don't care. Everything Adidas, everything, even this. I check my moves there to make sure.
Aim for today, be amazing, be great. Do what we normally do. Just with a few live faces, but ain't nothing different, man.
I'm like, you know, after you eat a good ass meal, you just like want to knock out. That's me right now, bro. Red Bull hype, bro. I need to.
So as we about to start this show, I just want to give a few words. You know, first I want to thank God for being here. You know, we all God-fearing men around here. I want to wish us all luck as we go out there. God give us strength.
My speech is simple. We just say Bismillah with my water.
Welcome to the FCM Podcast.
Champions League,
Real Europe.
we've got a blockbuster final in the capital, and of course, there's one person that's going to feature in this who is a superstar, man. I'm dubbing this one Birmingham Mania.
What's the first thing that comes to mind? I'll say destiny. You know what I mean? Now, honestly, but when it comes to Jude Bellingham, I just think he's someone that just feels like he was like anointed. You know what I mean? His story doesn't seem real. There are people walking into him going into Real Madrid and thinking, can he do it at that level? And he's showing that he can because he's in Balon d'Or discussions. And I remember I watched a documentary, I don't know if any of you lot have seen the Jude Bellingham documentary, and they were talking about the reason why he's number 22. But they said he's an 8, he's a 4, and he's a 10 put together. And I was like, they're cooking there. they're cooking because he has shown on every level that he can play in certain positions, and he's gone on to superstardom, which we're going to get into, of course.
100%. Actually, show of hands. Any Jude Bellingham fans in the house, by the way? Show of hands. Jude Bellingham fans, cool.
Haters, you can put your hands up, man. There's a lot of men in here that hate on Blanche. I know there is.
I've got a question for everyone. Hands up if you thought that Birmingham City retiring Jude Bellingham's jersey was a mistake at the time. Be honest. Hands up.
I'll put my hand up.
That was a moment of genius.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were doing, what they were cooking, but in order to look at any journey, you've got to take it way back to the beginning. Of course, his journey starts in Bromtown. as someone that, you know, likes watching, you know, young footballers emerge and everything he's done, like, what was it like seeing, for you anyway, seeing Jude make noise in the scene first and foremost?
It was otherworldly, because when you talk about youngsters, a lot of the times you talk about 18, 19-year-olds. This kid was 16 in 38 days. I don't know what you guys were doing at 16, but I was not playing professional football. But honestly, at 16 years old, played I think 41 out of the 46 championship games for Birmingham that season, and didn't look like he skipped a beat. Like the main word that you were talking about there for me is elite mentality. When I think about Jude Bellingham, the way every single level he's gone to, he takes it like a duck to water. And you thought a 16-year-old coming in, the way he was talking to his teammates, you could tell that was the leader from 16. So when you hear 1 year later he's moving to Germany, and historically English players are not known for moving abroad. And let's not forget at the time, Man United were really after him. And to back yourself at 16, I know that one hurt a little, boys, but...
No, let me say.
Now they want to clarify what's going on.
I know I'm a United fan, right? It's well known. But Jude Bellingham made the greatest decision of his life.
Facts.
Coming to this football club. But it's not a Man United show, you continue.
Yeah.
You continue.
But it's that move, backing yourself. At 16 to say, do you know what, the next step for me, I know what it's going to be. It's going to be Dortmund. And listen, we've seen Jadon Sancho put the blueprint down. He's taken that blueprint to another level. And going there, you got to think Championship Young Player of the Year, first season in the Bundesliga, Rookie of the Year, very next year, Bundesliga Player of the Year. So it just goes to show you again, every level, he takes it like a duck to water.
Before we even get to the Borussia part, like, is anyone in here familiar with the whole phrase, do it on a rainy night in Stoke? That phrase there.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of players that can do that. This guy was doing it in Stoke.
With Messi.
Macclesfield.
Messi doing it on a rainy night. Went on a Wednesday rainy night in Stoke.
Bergeron did that a few times.
Chill.
But this guy was doing it in Macclesfield, Stoke, Huddersfield, Rochdale. 41 games in the Championship is one of them ridiculous leagues, 2 games a week, constant, week in, week out, and he produced it. I guess, Lias, from your perspective, like, when you saw him doing that, and obviously people were saying that he was levels above, to then go and become the most expensive teenager ever, was you worried that he would find it difficult to adjust to that sort of move? Because you've gone from being someone that people talk about within the UK to now the whole of Europe's like, who's this Jude guy? The most expensive teenager ever. Think about all of the great teenagers, most expensive ever at the time. 25 million.
Is it?
Yeah.
What was Luke Shaw to Man United?
What was he?
Luke Shaw might have been, I don't know, maybe you guys can verify that for us.
Yeah. I mean, look, obviously a move like that is huge expectation, but kind of like what Cam just said, if anybody has shown that at such a young age they're able to deal with that pressure, it's been Jude Bellingham. Me and Cam, we interviewed Rooney, right? We interviewed Wayne Rooney, and he...
Little name drop.
You dropped the name there. We interviewed Wayne Rooney, but you know him.
I call it Wazza.
Yeah, we're friends now, so yeah, we call him that, yeah. No sound slick. But he was literally even telling us, right? When they were playing against each other in the championship, Jude was still a teenager at that point, and Jude was putting in those tough tackles. He was leaving one on him, and he could tell from that, I gained respect from him. That's what he told us. So I think at that young of an age, if anyone was going to kind of make that move over and just fit in seamlessly, it was Jude Bellingham. But what he did in those few years at Borussia Dortmund.
Put the world on notice. Big goals in the championship, putting them on the verge of almost winning the Bundesliga, which obviously hasn't done so many years, so just a superstar, man.
So I went to the Bayern Munich Dortmund game, the Klassiker, and shout out Adidas as well, because I was in the box, Adidas box, you know what I mean?
Whose name dropping up?
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I was in the Adidas box.
Let me check up.
I was eating steak, I was well looked after, but I was sitting next to Jude's mum actually, and at the time I was like, how does he feel going into these type of games? By the way, Bayern smoked their ass. Let's get that out of the way.
What was it, 3-0?
Yeah, it was emotional. It was political. But I asked her, how does he feel going into these games, and how does he feel like just
going into the Dortmund, like from Birmingham. And she said he doesn't feel nerves. He never, ever feels nerves. Like, she's never seen anything like that, the way he's so cool going into these moments. So once I heard that and I knew that he was going to these teams, potentially going to Real Madrid, linked with City, linked with Liverpool, I never really had a doubt that he'll go on and establish himself in them positions. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie in any way. There's not one person in this crowd that thought Jude Bellingham is going to start putting down Cristiano Ronaldo numbers in his first season.
Nope.
I don't think anyone expected that. But I expected him to handle the pressure because you're speaking to his family, you see the way he carries himself, and he's gone on and done it, passed it with flying colours.
I think there's two things, physically and mentally, the way he's adapted to almost every level. And I think coming into Madrid, the cojones, if you like, to take that number 5 shirt and say,
can you just tell me who used to wear the number 5 for Real Madrid?
Zinedine Zidane.
The one and only Zizou.
At Madrid as well, that is a big responsibility. And for him to come in out the game and say, do you know what, I want him. That says a lot to you, to kind of the tone he's willing to set.
I think what stands out for me as well is it's one thing going to Madrid, it's another thing taking a number 5, but the thing we've seen more recently is this development where now he is the face of the Predator. You got to think of Kaká, Beckham, Gerrard, all of these guys, and the legacy, Zidane himself, the legacy that he's carrying on his back, and he just acts like it's nothing, whether that's international, whether that's Madrid. It's crazy. Like, before we move away from Dortmund, so I feel like that time was very important. You got to remember he's playing with some big players as well, but he still looks like one of the biggest players. From your point of view, like, what was so special about those 2 years of that maturation for him? Because like you said, you've gone from Championship to Champions and League now. It's a different sort of expectation. Like, what really stood out for you?
I just think it was how quickly he grew from a boy to a man. Because to give credit to Dortmund and to the Bundesliga in general, that is a league where we often see young players go to kind of learn their craft and develop. But the speed and the ease in which he kind of just found growing from a championship player to a Champions League player almost overnight was just absolutely spectacular. And they've had some big players, right? He was playing with European Golden Boot winners. He's been playing with players who went for £70 million on the transfer market, but he kind of just showed up there. It's like, yeah, I belong here. And I think that for me was the most impressive part. Like, getting to that level is good, but then standing out amongst your competitors and your peers, I think was remarkable.
Is there anyone in here that thinks Jude should win the Balon d'Or if they win the Champions League? Anyone?
Let's get a show of hands.
Ooh, no.
I want. He's a contender. I want to get your mic. I want to delve in that. Can we get a mic?
Let's get him a mic.
So you think that Jude Bellingham should win the Balon d'Or?
Nah, it's a maybe because it depends on the Euros.
I agree.
In contention, right? Because Cruz could have a good argument as well. Happen. So he's in a contention, but not for sure.
He had a bit of a stinker in the semi-final as well, so he needs to pan out and then they can Bellingham.
You know what it is with Jude though, right? When people talk a lot about those semi-finals and the quarterfinals, I do think that the standards now are like crazy. And to be fair, it's because of how brilliant he's been, but I think Jude is so good that when he doesn't score an assist, because we saw those numbers in the early parts of the season, we kind of just think, oh, he didn't play to his best. But I think he's such a brilliant player that we almost have those standards that he has the scores. Like, he's capable of producing brilliant moments even without getting on the score.
I think that's probably been the biggest thing at Madrid. He's shown probably his technical ability, in my opinion. I think it was very slept on. I think everyone knew he had the great mentality, great leadership. He's taken everything to a duck to water, but does he have that little bit of panache? And we've seen that in so many times in La Liga games where he's dictated the tempo in games, and you're just thinking, right, this guy's unlocked almost another level. But I do think it's slept on, definitely.
You know what? I think I agree with you with the technical ability side, but I think he's actually changed his game going to Real Madrid, because at Borussia Dortmund, I feel like he was more of a box-to-box kind of player.
Yeah.
And at Real Madrid, you see him kind of getting in the box a lot, you know what I mean? Not really going to the defensive side. He's kind of just, you know, sometimes, you know, Modric or Camavinga or Tchouameni and Cruz, they're dictating the game, and he's down to him to put the stats down, because obviously they ain't got a striker at the moment. Hosselu, the semi-final hero, but he's still Hosselu, let's keep it 100, you know what I mean? So they need Jude to carry it.
That's crazy though about that, yeah. I remember
we're saying all of this about the way he plays, but for me, like when you look at Jude, it transcends his playing style. I feel like, you know, like in Power Rangers, morphing time, he could morph into any sort of place that he wants to. If he needed to play that Lee Cattermole, he would do that. If he needs to play that Zidane, he would do that. I remember I went to the Classico and watching this game, right? Leos was there as well. We're in different parts of the stadium and we're talking like, oh my gosh, like, you know, Barcelona, they're doing well. This guy out of nowhere, for no reason at all, looks up, bang!
He calls game.
Did you not? Pin drop. I've never heard a stadium go so silent. So that's just the first goal. Okay, cool, alright, you know, that's one goal. What happens? 9 minutes of the game, late run. I don't even know how he got there. Scores again, pin drop. I said, yeah, he's different. There's just a certain different blessing or destiny that he has upon him where it's about his ability to, we always say at FCM, the big moments always fall to the big players.
Right.
He always has these moments.
Except certain men, you know what I mean? I think everyone knows who I'll be talking about. The big players don't seem big moments don't seem to fall to him, does it?
Leave him out of this.
Who am I talking about?
I know what you're talking about. They're not Adidas athletes.
Who am I talking about?
Adidas own athlete only. Keep my man out.
We can speak about football, but I think just away from football, like his mindset, what people can learn from that. Even small things like going to another country, learning language, immersing yourself. At that age, there's so many things that I feel like a lot of people could like really take in a day-to-day life of how to challenge yourself and better himself. And like, I've been super impressed with the goals he scored. I've been super impressed with how he's sort of, you know, shown a good account of himself. But it's just my respect to him as an individual. The fact that he goes there, he came back playing at England International speaking Spanish. I said, yeah, this guy's different, man. The juice is different.
One thing I would say, right? We all know that Jude's a great player, but in this Champions League run, there's been other players that have kind of gotten Real Madrid over the line. I do think in the final, we all need a Jude Bellingham moment.
Is that not the destiny you speak of?
This is what I'm saying, because I'm looking at that Champions League run, and it feels like it's written for him. Because when you look at it, they played Manchester City, who he was playing against his former teammate in Erling Haaland.
Yep.
And Real Madrid went through. Then he goes to Bayern Munich game and he plays against his former teammate and former England teammate Jamal Musiala, and they go through. And now he's in the Champions League final against his former team in his home country of Wembley, where he's familiar with. I think it's written for a Jude Bellingham, and I think it's something that's needed. Because listen, we're all realists. The Champions League campaign hasn't been the greatest, but what better way to end all of that and end all the talk on his name by scoring the winner in the Champions League final? And do you know what? I'm gonna say it right now. Go on. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
I'm just trying to think, was there another number 5 for Real Madrid, Galactico as well, on his debut campaign in the final?
2001.
Real Madrid.
I'm the puck.
I was like,
I'm the puck. I'm the puck.
Was it Leverkusen?
I'm the puck.
Roberto Carlos on the left. Little high ball. Left football.
How great can Jude Bellingham be?
I said it before, right? When you look at English midfielders, like that are always in the discussion for the best of all time. You look at Scholes, you look at Lamps, you look at Gerrard, and people can go further back with Gascoigne and Ryan Robson. Glenn Hoddle. He's Spurs fan. He was nice. You know what I mean?
Hey, original tech man.
Wait, you see him in his prime? Did you watch his prime?
We saw the highlights.
But anyway, I would say he should be very disappointed if he ends his career not in that discussion. That's what I'll say. I wouldn't say he's going to become better than them. We don't know how people's careers can go, but at the end of his career, he should feel like being that name that it's like, yo, who was the best? Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, Jude. That's how it should really be. I think he should be very disappointed if he doesn't reach that level.
I think we're always a little bit apprehensive on comparing players to like greats, because we've been in this situation before with like a Dele Alli. Let's not forget where he was at 2021. Everyone was saying, you know, oh, he's going to be the next Lampard or something. You saw how quickly things went south. But with Jude, you just feel like there's a different air about him. And honestly, I could see the captaincy for Madrid the captaincy for England within a short couple of years, I'll be honest with you. So for me, as you said, those names, that's where you want to see at the end of his career, sitting alongside, and if not, try and surpass them.
What about you, Liz?
I think Jude Bellingham can be anything that he wants to be. I think with the mentality, the physical skill set, the technical skill set, honestly, I think the sky is the limit for the kid. Do I see the captaincy? Potentially, yeah. You look at that kind of maturity, and I would even just go one step beyond. Obviously, he's an amazing player, amazing athlete, but I also have to commend as well, too, the background that he's kind of been raised up in, right? I think he moved to Madrid with his mom, and I think that kind of stuff is important. Being raised in a good household, kind of having your eye on the ball at all times possible. So I honestly think the sky's the limit for him.
And let's not forget as well, all these Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes we speak about, they didn't really do much internationally. That's where I feel like he can make the difference. If he can take England to some silverware, that's where you look at it and think, whoa, this guy's brought something to England. This guy's gone to Madrid where these guys, you know, stayed in their comfort zone in the Premier League. Like, he's really an outlier, if you like.
One thing I want to speak about Jude as well is, what you're talking about the future. Presently and up until this point, England appearances, what have your thoughts been?
The question, sorry.
What have your thoughts been of Jude's England performances thus far? We're going into a major tournament.
Yes.
Obviously, Euros in Germany, big thing, Adidas tournament. But what are your thoughts on his England performances so far? Because it's a part of his career that's not always discussed. We discuss club, we discuss how we would like to see stuff at international level, but we don't ever give praise or speak about when he's actually played for England so far.
I think it's been steady. I think his England career has been steady. I think he had a good moment in the World Cup where he scored the header. He scored the header in the World Cup, and that was a good moment. But I do think a little bit in the France game, he got a little bit lost in that game. I think he's still, listen, one thing that we forget, Jude Bellingham is still 20 years old. 20 years old. There's gonna be growing pains. And I think in England, he's still got another level to go. He's still got I always say that England, it's hard for players to replicate their club form for the international. We've seen it. We talk about Rooney. Rooney's got one goal in international tournaments. Wayne Rooney. So he's heavy. Exactly. So we got, post 2004. So we got to look at these players in isolation sometimes. And I think with him, he's still got a way to go. And I think this Euro is the opportunity, because now he's walking into this Euros not as you're a promising young player. You're walking into this Euros as, if you do well, you might win the Balon d'Or. So he's got pressure on his shoulders.
What do you think, though?
He's got to come big.
Does the expectation change because of that change in position?
100%.
So, for example, obviously, all season people have been seeing the goals and assists from Jude, but now he's got to England. If you're playing it much deeper and you're not getting those goals and assists, I think we're going to be looking at Jude and saying,
we live in
is this game taking a step back because he's being restricted?
But you know how football fans work, right? At the end of the day, people can talk about goals, assists, all those numbers. But at the end of the day, this is sport about winning. Players go on the pitch with the objective to win.
Yeah.
So England have success at this Euros. It comes with Jude having 0 goals, 0 assists, but his performances are exemplary. With all the goals and assists, man, people will be crazy with him.
Do you not feel that Southgate is the man to actually bring England glory and like get the best out of the players like Jude or like Foden and like Kane and all these players?
No. I don't have to be England pro, so I'm going to say no.
That's the real short answer in my opinion as well. I think although the previous 2 tournaments have shown, a final, a semi-final, where you're kind of thinking you can work with the squad, I think in terms of nurturing the talent that's there, England have arguably the best group of players that they've had in about 20 years. So for me, I look at other managers and I'm like, they can get more. I even look at guys in the Premier League, Eddie Howe, Jose Mourinho, even if he came in, because I think Jose Mourinho for international management, sometimes you need that nasty football. And does he have the character and charisma to rally that team around? I think he could. But Southgate, I don't know. I think the fact that he's been here this long and there's still this many question marks is a problem in my
I think question marks you can ask one question. You just asked 2 guys, do you think England are winning the Euros? Well, with that group of players, any of you guys said no, the answer for me should be self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But I think we got to respect the other nations as well. And I do say, as I said, I do think it's a tough job to do. It's a tough job. The team selections, when you look at all of that, it's really, really difficult for him. England have gone furthest with him since the glory days, should I say. Well, I think there is certain situations. You look at the Italy game in the final of the Euros, he struggled a little bit. I think when England were 1-0 up with Luke Shaw, I think maybe England were a bit too defensive and kind of threw the game away there. So there's moments where I think the shackles can come off. But international football is fine margins as well. It's very fine margins. I mean, if Harry Kane bagged that penalty, we could be having a whole different discussion.
Every day, Harry Kane.
You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, that's what I'm
just saying.
I've got a question about my man in the corner.
What's your thoughts on players like Ben White having like a feud with Gareth Southgate and him like having a really good season, but they're refusing to call up for England or like refusing to play for England?
I think, in all honesty, stuff like that is going to become more common in football. I think ultimately, yeah, the great season with the Arsenal fans in there, but hold that. But at the end of the day, if you go on international breaks and you're not feeling it, you're not comfortable, he's not the first person to be like, I'm not going to take an international call up, and he won't be the last. It's just that you don't often see it in the UK because of patriotism and stuff like this. But players been turning down international call ups from the Asian days. Like, it's a normal thing, and I think with how many games players play, if more players would probably do it if they didn't feel like they were going to get attacked in the media. So that's my personal take on it. I mean, great player, but
I don't think it should be normalised though, in all honesty. I think playing for your country is the biggest honour, in my opinion. Especially when it comes to
passion, virtue.
Listen, playing for your country means a lot, I'm sorry, but winning the World Cup, hearing the national anthem, that's what players should be striving for. And I'm sorry, when you're rejecting call-ups because you don't get along with backroom staff or so-and-so has spoken to you disrespectfully, I'm sorry, but people speak disrespectfully to you in all walks of life. Get over it.
You've not gone back to a job for less.
Aye.
You use your big platform to speak nice. You're not going back to a job.
Put me up my country and watch me turn up.
Okay, cool. So to round up, what we're saying is Jude Bellingham's amazing. If England have any chance of winning the Euros, it's going to be with him. We're saying that, or you're saying that Champions League, you see it now, 60th minute. Goal heroes, imagine.
Yeah, give us a minute.
Everyone can you a minute?
Yeah, give us a minute. High or low, 60 minutes.
Let me think.
Crystal ball. Look at your crystal ball.
Let me think. You guys, everybody remember this. When it happens, I expect you guys to at culture cams. Jude Bellingham is the winner in the 76th minute.
What's the final score?
2-0. 2-0. There's going to be a consolation.
Oh, great. Do you know what? I'm going to let you say that. That's a great question.
76th minute.
Does he celebrate?
Oh, yeah. Just You must speak as he celebrates. Of course he celebrates the Champions League. It's the Champions League final. If I see anyone score in the Champions League final and do the little Okay, man.
They don't want it.
Bro, celebrate, man. You gotta celebrate.
That's a great question.
Yeah, you might never make another final again, man. You gotta take those moments.
You got Kai Havertz. Jude Bellingham can't celebrate in the Champions League final.
2 years of Dortmund. We're there for a day, bro.
That is hilarious. So to summarize, he wins them the Champions League.
76 minutes.
76 minute culture comes. They can't hear him.
Actually, 2-1. 76 minutes.
Let's say what the vision put on.
Yeah.
That Raven vision ain't working that well.
And then what else is he saying? Like he helps make family come home. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, I'm not as
Nah. Stay with your chest like you did.
England, stick with it. No, I'm not as confident with England.
Yeah.
We go the Real Madrid thing. I'm confident.
But you're confident that he's going to perform well.
I think he should perform well. Yes.
Listen, that's been a great conversation.
Yes.
And Jude Bellingham, we've got a little bit of time remaining. Let's take it proper FCM style. What do you guys want to talk about? Let us know if there's anyone. See Harry cheering Arsenal fans. See Arsenal fans already.
Yes.
They came for you. Let me get a microphone to you. 1 second.
So my question around Jude, Ryan. So my question around Jude. Obviously he's at the top now, Real Madrid. There's no real reason for him to go away. Well, my question is, do you guys think we'll see Jude in the Prem at some point? And if so, what club?
Todd Bowley.
Calm down, man.
Bowley.
You'll be in the Prem for sure.
Bellingham's
Police, blue boys.
He'll be in the front for sure.
Adidas. Hey, if Tottenham
Adidas. Jim Ratcliffe.
Listen, I mean, like, what happens? Everybody starts doing a pitch campaign.
Oh my God.
Have you guys never heard of the theatre?
Oh, you gotta arrest them. That old Come on, man.
Behave, man.
Jude, watch out.
Jude is destined for. If he used to come to England, he's destined for only one place.
Liverpool.
And it's the theatre.
Liverpool.
Steven
Gerrard. Yeah, go replace your idol.
The only one gone, bro. The come here.
Who's the last United player that they signed to go up? The last United player that came and went up introductory.
Bruno.
Next question.
I'm Man United fan, innit? So like, I'm gonna say it to you, Candida. Do you believe so you lot saying that what club would Bellingham come to? Do you feel like if Ten Hag comes with his tennis shot and he comes to the fruition of what the standard football they want to play, do you believe like could attract more talent to the club?
I mean, first you've got to tell me what Ten Hag style of play is.
I know.
I don't know.
Do you know? Wait, do you know?
You don't know.
He said he knows.
Right now, respectable football right now.
I'm not too sure about that one.
First of all, I don't think Bellingham's coming back to England. Ever, if he wanted to, he would have. Ever? It makes no sense. Wow. But then, what if Jadon Sancho wins that Champions League final?
It's uncomfortable. I'm still uncomfortable.
Why are you looking at me? Man, he's coming back with the Champions League medal and we're running it back in pre-season, bro.
Yeah, but does that mean
we're running it back in pre-season, little bro?
Do you think he's gonna stay?
Is he gonna stay?
In United?
I think it depends on the Ten Hag situation. I think it depends on that situation, but what do you think?
I generally think he's gonna stay in Dortmund.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be best for him to do that. I do think it would be best for him to do that.
Whilst we're here, hands up, should Sancho have apologised?
No.
You guys know the ins and outs to say no?
I think you can.
I remember.
Sorry, David Olsen.
Stay your source on the
go, bro.
What?
I've got a question for Trams and leaders. After the Everton final, are you still 10 out game or 10 out still?
Go on, answer.
No, you go first, bro. I gotta give credit to my seniors right now. Yeah, I don't think a 90-minute performance, as brilliant as it was in FA Cup finals against your big rivals, as brilliant as that was, I don't think that should be what makes or breaks any else's decision. So I would like to think that no matter what decision they took prior to that, based on the entire season, they would stick to that and don't kind of bend and break towards fan pressure. In my opinion, seeing how the season kind of played out, like you previously stated, the lack of play style, the poor results, the falling outs, I do think new regime, maybe it's time for a new manager.
I always think that when a new owner comes in, new board, I'm not surprised to see them want to change from the previous regime. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, Ten Hag, signed terms on a completely different situation to what he's going to be in now. So it doesn't surprise me that he's going to go. I think this is the worst season ever. You know what I mean? Like, the worst season ever. Every cup made it a bit sweet, but that's the game, like you said, 90-minute performance, playing on the counter. We want to be a dominant team, so I'd say he'll probably still go, I think.
Evening, fellas. I think I've got a question for like.
What's your name?
Nas.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you. I've got a question for like the United fans and everyone. First of all, with Ten Hag, like.
Mike, I don't want to hear from you, bro. Yes, go again.
With Ten Hag, we saw him work at Ajax at his best when we had Overmars and Van der Sar like upstairs. Do you think maybe the fact that Ineos have like improved upstairs, bringing Barada, Wilcox, and potentially Dan Ashworth, maybe like we could see have a chance under them, and also Mewa, like as of today, Enzo, another Enzo joined your club. What can we get like your opinion on like that as well? I mean, if they keep Ten Hag, that'll kind of be the logical thinking. Let's see him under a proper structure with sporting directors and a proper recruitment. That'll be the thinking if they choose to extend him. And if that happens, look, me and Cam, we're Man United fans, and the success of the club comes before any kind of like, oh, we want to be proven right or wrong. So if it happens, then I'll be the happiest one here.
Me and Cam, sorry, Paul Heyman.
Answer your question.
Answer the question. Paul Heyman, look at this. Me and Cam.
Answer your question about Enzo. In fact,
Enzo, I'm not having
Fernandez too.
That's not the question.
What Enzo are you talking about? Enzo Fernandez, please. Yeah, answer both Enzo. Enzo squared. Talk about it.
My response to your question is I've not had enough time to formalize a PR statement.
What do you mean you ain't had enough time?
This guy, man. I was very sad to see Pochettino leaving the money he has left, but he'll be back for Soccer Aid, Adidas kits that will be wearing out.
At the bridge, are you going to be there?
The bridge, I'll be there to come.
Bro, hasn't Soccer Aid fell off that? Is at the bridge? Yes, the bridge. It's Wembley, Old Trafford.
But the league bridge.
Come on.
Bridge. Third highest walk in the UK. Get out of here.
You got an unemployed dude coaching, bro.
With Enzo, we're trying to run the pep juice in this pepper system. Listen, that's what we've got.
What has happened with my sport? Top clubs are just out here hiring pepper systems.
It's mad.
What has happened? There's 6 apologies to any bald people in here. But my Premier League has 6 bald managers. This isn't what I grew up on.
Well, men have never been more up in their life than now, bro. I gave y'all
stocks on the roof.
Pepper's doing more than Michael Jordan did for bald head. I can't believe this, bro. This influence is crazy.
Right. What's your name, bro? It's Chris. Love. Bro, this is directed to the whole FCM. Love.
Thank you, bro.
Big up, bro.
My question is based on the Balon d'Or. Jude Bellingham.
Yes.
I feel like since April, because of the Champions League semi-finals, Bellingham's stock has kind of dropped for the Balon d'Or, because before that, it was stat pad and everyone saying, Balon d'Or this, Balon d'Or that. But now, it kind of dropped and everyone's saying, Vinny. Me personally, I feel like Vinny should win the Balon d'Or, but why has Bellingham's stock dropped? Because if you look at 2018, Modric won the Balon d'Or. Bellingham has better stats in goals and assists to Modric in 2018. Modric is 35 or 30, I don't know, 34, 35. Bellingham is 20, doing the grown man stuff on the pitch. And now everyone's saying he shouldn't win it and we're giving it to Vinny. Don't you feel like it's a bit biased? Or, I don't know, like what is the metric on a midfielder to win the Balon d'Or, do you think?
I think
you take this one because of time.
That's a really, really good question. I think, this comes down to perception again. I think when Luka Modric was doing his thing, we all know Luka Modric is a controller, he's going to run games, the game's going to go through him, we know that. But with Jude Bellingham, because he's gone to Real Madrid and put down so many numbers, now people expect that to be the norm. We think it's going to carry on. But I always say that, unless you're Messi or like Ronaldo's and stuff, it's not easy just to do it all season long. And now the expectation for Jude Bellingham is 30 goals, 25 goals, and that's going to be tough. So as much as it's a blessing for what he's doing, it can also be seen as a curse for exactly what you're saying. People have got a new expectation for him, and next season, we all know Kylian Mbappe is about to join Real Madrid. His numbers are probably going to go down. So are people going to now look at it and be like, oh, you're flopping because Mbappe's in the team and you're not that guy? I think you've got to watch the game, you've got to use the eye test, as we always say, and really look at what he's doing on the pitch. Because I actually think his performances have been better when he's stopped scoring than when he scored a in the Champions League. I don't think he's been that great. So it's really about perception with Jude, and it's a fine margin with that one there, I think.
Let's not get it twisted too. Let's not forget that Ronaldo left Real Madrid, and that also helped a lot in terms of the Balon d'Or. Perez made boss calls.
Thank you, God bless.
Thank you.
We've been FCM.
Hey, I'm out of here. I'm good actually.
I'll do a Kevin Hart.
Man, cut the camera, man.
This is the Kevin Hart speech at Rock Nation brunch. Listen, you know when you're the face of the brand, you need the man them taking the pictures of you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I mean the F. You know what I mean? I bring in the FV. If you know what FV means, you know what I'm saying.
Sorry, rumor rings.
Hey yo. Acknowledge me.
Huh? I got his approval. That's all I need. Culture Cam's fashionista. I ain't never gonna fail.
You're born with it.
You ain't, you know what I'm saying? As they say, some man got aura up in here.
What aura here, bro? What aura here, bro? This dude's auraing all weight. That's the easiest fit to pull off for about all weight.
Look at this. Zero aura. This is
zero aura.
Bukayo Saka. Zero aura.
This guy how he brings Arsenal fans. You see how he brings everything to Saka? See how he brings everything to Saka?
That's rude, bro. That's rude.
He hates Saka.
That's crazy.
Arsenal fans, get on to it, man. It's the agenda.
And what we're gonna do is inspire. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna do it the FCM way. Let's get a shot to that. Let's get a shot to that.
Word.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's the little Adidas thing, yeah.
Of course, man. Are these the Gazelles? Are they Gazelles?
I think they're the Campones.
Capones. You know what I mean? That's what we do. Hey, spun.
For real. Alright. Any Arab uncle watching this, they know the drill, man. This is the flosser. We got to stay on deck. Stupendous. Go and get some dentistry like me. Look after your teeth. Brush twice a day. Man, show done. That was good. It was good. I can't complain. Boys did their thing. People turned up. People got involved as well. We got Adidas. We got everyone involved as well. You know what I'm saying? I guess now we're just chilling, unwinding. Green room. You know how it is. Post operations.
Hey, it was good, man. It was good. Good energy, good vibes. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. You guys need to come to the next one, man. You know we're going to be doing big live shows as well, man. This is just a little taster, you know what I mean? Getting warm. You know what I'm saying? Getting appetite going. So yeah, man, listen. It was good, man. I really enjoyed it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video too.
Were you going to stand in your Jude Bellingham prediction?
Oh yeah.
Say that on camera again. Say that on camera.
76th minute, Jude.
2-1. He also said England's going to bring it home. Yeah. Say that again. You don't want to say that on camera.
Prove it.
Hey, Hass, you got the footage. Show it. I know you got the footage.
Listen, big up all the fans though. That's all I've got to say. The people that come out just genuinely
How was that for you?
No, we're doing it. It's a job. Do you congratulate the postman for delivering post? This is a job. But no, big up everyone that comes out. That messes the show from. Remember, we joined DI in October. We got people that found us in October coming to the show, sitting, waiting, doing like, oh, let's get ready. So big up the fans in it. They go again. Proper live show coming soon. I promise. Coming soon.
To the world, yeah? Ain't nothing stopping us. It's just phase 1, B.